Hey guys, Magma here, and today we're back with another brand new video and another brand new DC related video. I know it's been a while, but it's been really busy, with life and all that. But I'm back now talking about this standalone Joker movie, which has got a lot of talk around a bit, and I really wanted to weigh in on my own opinions on this and thoughts because it's very interesting, the entire idea of it, but it could go like really bad or it could go really good. So I thought, hey, let's make a video of it because people really love when I talk about the Joker, of course, on my Gotham season 3 video. And I thought this would be interesting because Jared Leto's not going to be in this one, and of course many people have talked about in the comments of my other Joker video how, oh no man, Jared Leto was the best Joker ever, oh no man, you're just a hater bro. And then you got some people who agreed with me about Jared Leto, really being sucky, if that's a word, sucky, probably not a word. But yeah, really, I didn't like Jared Leto's performance, so I find it interesting that he's not going to be playing the Joker in this standalone movie, because guess what, it is a standalone movie in its own universe. It's separated from the DCEU, which does sound a lot like comic booky, because you have comic books that be in its own thing, then comic books, of course, in the entire, like, DC Rebirth universe. So I find that interesting how it's like, this is getting, like, really comic booky down the, route. And also I like it because nowadays with superhero movies or just, cinematic universe as a whole, everything feels connected and forced. Like, if you watch a movie like Avengers Age of Ultron, everything is like, it's connected to literally like every single Marvel movie, It's setting up for a bunch of future movies like Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War, and there's never a time for it to be its actual own movie. It's just a product of advertising for other future movies. And I really hate that, okay? That's why movies, something like, Spider-Man Homecoming feels like it's its own thing. Or I think the best example would really be Logan, which was actually its own thing. It felt separated from the X-Men universe because it was literally its own thing. It's like The Dark Knight, how it transcends the genre, but it's also really not like, you don't, like, when you watch Logan, you don't feel like you'll be watching something that's in a cinematic universe. You feel like you're watching an actual movie, not advertising. Now this is why I think the entire, idea of having Elseworld movies really excites me, because you're getting more of these, like, unique storytelling perspectives of superhero movies, like a Joker origin movie. Now, when I say Joker origin movie, that also makes me realize, really an origin movie? Because we all know the Joker, he's a mysterious character, and that's like the best thing about him, one of the best things about his character, and how he contrasts with Batman. And I have a feeling that if they, like, ruin his origin story, that's just gonna really just ruin it for me as a movie-going audience, because that's just boring and just really bad. Like, for an example, I just watched, a recent movie called Leatherface, which is a prequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is meant to explain the origins of Leatherface. And short story short, the movie sucked ass, like, it really sucked. But the main problem with that is you try to explain the origin of Leatherface, but you also want it to be like this origin really surprising, so it turns out he's just some troubled teen or whatever, or a really normal teen that had one bad day, and by the way, the reason for Leatherface becoming Leatherface is really terrible. But yeah, pretty much there's like, oh yeah, this one bad day, boom, he's Leatherface. And it's just like, I don't want that for the joke, I don't want the Joker to be like, oh, he was a normal child, but then one day he had, I don't know, like, his girlfriend cheat on him, and he's like, okay, now I'm gonna turn into the Joker, or something ridiculous like that. Now, I know the Killing Joke, of course, has a Joker origin story in it, but with that, I feel like it's a little different, because in that, they, like, mention how the Joker's kind of like, oh, that's at least how I remembered it anyway, so we can kind of get a sense that with, of course, his brain, he's not really thinking right, because of course he's the Joker, he's very crazy, so it might be imagining a few things, and it might not be 100% accurate to his actual origin story, so it leaves it up in the air for a lot of interpretation, which I find really interesting, that juicy stuff with that Alan Moore comic. But I think in this movie, they might, just explain it, which I don't want them to be like 100% here's the origin story, because that's just going to be boring, and it leaves no mystery, because everything needs mystery. Like, look at Prometheus and, like, Alien Covenant. They're just explaining all the mysteries of the alien and space jockeys, and that's why a lot of people don't like those movies. Of course, I kind of like Prometheus. Alien Covenant, it's okay. But, it's just my thoughts. We're getting off topic now. The producer of this is going to be Martin Scorsese, which really, like, when I heard that name, I was like, Martin Scorsese, because he's directed a lot of my favorite movies of all time, like, you know, Goodfellas, The Departed, Shutter Island, The Wolf of Wall Street. I can just go on and on with these titles like Taxi Driver. And at first I thought he was directing because I saw his, like, you know, name on like a news website. I was like, wait, Martin Scorsese's Joker standalone movie. But then I found out he was producing it. And the writer of this movie is the same writer who wrote War Dogs, which I actually really liked, and also Hangover trilogy, which, speaking of War Dogs, I did feel like that felt a lot like a Martin Scorsese movie, like Wolf of Wall Street, just the style of it. Like, when I was watching War Dogs, I thought this feels a lot like The Wolf of Wall Street. But seriously, I'm not sure how that style can really fit over with a Joker standalone movie, because I'm imagining this movie to be pretty damn dark, you know what I mean, like a Joker standalone movie, a prequel, or a standalone, of course, prequel to the Joker character. You know, his origin has to be messed up. And again, the guy who directed wrote Hangover trilogy, I think he also directed them as well. But yeah, I'm not sure how the writing can really adapt to this source material. But hey, I've always been wrong in the past, so I'm very open-minded towards this. And you have Martin Scorsese as a producer, so, you know, it seems like it's in the right hands. Although, of course, like, he's only producing it, and we all know that Steven Spielberg only produced the first Transformers movie. And if you watch the first Transformers movie, you know that Steven Spielberg probably didn't have any contribution to, like, the story part of the movie. He just probably gave it his money, and that's it. He just produced it, you know, in a very loose term. He didn't really have that much involvement in the movie. And of course, Jared Leto's not in this, and I've heard that in, like, you know, of course, reports that Jared Leto was very pissed off, which I'm happy, because Jared Leto sucked ass, okay? Like, I don't think it's his fault, it's just, like, the source material he was given. But still, it's going to be hard for him to be playing, like, a different Joker and a bit weird. So, you know, I'm all up for a new Joker, because I really didn't like Jared Leto. And it's a shame, because he had the potential to be a good Joker, and that's in their main extended universe, and they just ruined it instantly in this DC extended universe. But yeah, like, I feel like this could make or break the DC extended universe. Well, of course, it's not in the DC extended universe, but I think the DCEU is, like, setting up, like, a multiverse, which could be really interesting. As they also mentioned a Superman Red Sun movie a while back, which I could make another video for. But right now, we're getting back on topic on the Joker movie. And we could get, like, a Crisis on Infinite Earth movie, well, that's, like, way that'd have to happen in the way future, where we get a bunch of Elseworld movies. We could also be getting a new Batman for this one, which, it all sounds interesting, you know what I mean? These multiverses of crossovers. Like, could you imagine if we saw Christian Bale Batman with Ben Affleck Batman? Like, the possibilities of having this, like, these Elseworlds be a thing is incredible. I'm very excited for the future of this, but it could be bad, could be good. Ultimately, I'm excited. Of course, the casting for the Joker, you're probably wondering who I'd cast. I don't know, since it has Martin Scorsese's name on it, I instantly think of Leonardo DiCaprio. But really, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure who could play, you know, this new Joker. Like, I've seen a bunch of fan art, of course, of Leonardo DiCaprio being this new Joker. But, you know, it could be anyone, so we're going to have to wait and see how this movie pans out, if it even happens, because it could just not happen, and boom, end of story. But, you know, that's just pretty much the end of this video here. So if you found this topic interesting, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you want more videos, like, let's say, you know, a video talking about Jared Leto's Joker and saying, was he really that bad? Or, you know, just any other video topics, then just let me know. But anyway, that's been the end of this video, so make sure you leave a like and share. And if you come across channel this time, why not subscribe, as I make combo played videos almost every day. But anyway, that's been Magma Infinity signing out. Peace.